Howdy y'all, welcome back to the carpet. Today we're reviewing the Giessele Super 2 stage trigger for the AR platform rifles. So the pros of this trigger system is it's definitely a much needed improvement over the mil-spec trigger. This is a 2-stage trigger, so it will have, oh, you know what, before we do that, we gotta make sure it's safe. So we gotta take the magazine out, and we gotta make sure that there's no round in the chamber. All right, no round in the chamber. We're clear to test the trigger. So, with this being a 2-stage trigger, you have your initial take up, which is that right there. You stop at a wall, a little more. Oops. There we go. There we go. All right, so you have your initial wall right there, and then a little bit more is your break. 2-stage triggers are definitely well suited to precision shooting or a fast follow-up shot if you're so inclined. This is definitely a great improvement over a standard mil-spec. Now, the downsides of this trigger is it's a Giessele product, so it will command a pretty high price tag. These are $165 new. You can probably find them a little cheaper, street prices elsewhere. However, it's definitely a lot cheaper option than the Giessele SSAE, which is the super semi-auto enhanced single stage. That runs at about $260. So it's definitely a much cheaper option than the SSAE. And it'll definitely keep pace with it. It's definitely not as smooth as the SSAE, however, it'll keep pace with it, like I said before. Another downside to this is it's a little bit more time consuming to install than a stereotypical drop-in. You still have to pull the pins, you have to make sure that your disconnector's all lined up. It's just time consuming. It's not that bad if you've done it a couple times, but if you're just a new guy starting out installing a trigger on an AR, it can be a little bit time consuming. So as an overview, while more expensive than a standard mil-spec trigger, I believe the cost is worth it with the benefits of a 2-stage, i.e. the enhanced precision shooting or faster follow-up shots than a standard mil-spec. It's definitely a lighter weight trigger, so with this trigger you get a smoother, lighter, more predictable trigger pull than a standard mil-spec, and it's not as difficult to pull because I know that the standard mil-spec is like a couple pounds more than this is. This is about 4.5 pounds of trigger weight. So with this trigger, you're basically maintaining a lighter, smoother trigger pull while at the same time maintaining the same amount of safety incorporated into a mil-spec trigger. I've dropped this a couple times on the fire mode, and it didn't drop the hammer at all. So it's definitely a safe trigger to use. If you want a better trigger, I would go with the SSAE, but that is also $100 more than this trigger. So with that being said, this trigger gets 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's definitely well worth it. If you have the funds to purchase one, and it'll definitely last you a very long time, and it'll smooth out the more you shoot it. So choice is up to you, and I'll leave you at that. Have a good night, you guys.